So they say you are the one threatening Peter Obi's life. But let me read a comment here for you. And this is what the media is talking about. You were quoted to have said, a prophet, that he's a prophet of doom, and that he has crossed the line so many times, and has it coming to him, whatever he gets. What does that mean?
Now, I think this is the problem. When you read a portion of a whole answer to a question without reading the question, you can decide what you want to decide. But, that answer was much longer than what you just read. It was a question that was put to me by the Arise Television during the studio interview. And, since you read the portion, let me read the question that was put to me so that our viewers can get the context in which this conversation took place. Arise TV, you have actually hit back with a volley of attacks, calling Peter Obi a prophet of doom. Some of you have said that he is always embarking on voodoo economics that are not in line with current realities. Don't you think this is a slingshot that has gone beyond normal politicking? And then I gave a long answer, which this portion that you read didn't capture. Because when you read the entire thing, what I did say was in reference to the interviewer's question and reference to Peter Obi as the prophet of doom or as a voodoo economist. And I said that, Peter Obi had crossed so many lines of truth. And that if, anyone called him a prophet of doom, he has that coming. If anyone called him, a voodoo economist, he had it coming because, in the show, in the earlier questions, I had laid out the premise on which I made those remarks. For example, I had, made clear that during the campaign, during the 2023 presidential elections, Peter Obi had said, as a campaign promise, that he would, remove the system of fuel subsidy. He did. On day one, he said that. Everyone knows that. He said that. Now, the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on day one, announced the removal of fuel subsidy. But since then, Peter Obi has not rested in lambasting this government for removing the same fuel subsidy he promised Nigerians he will remove. Now, that is crossing the line of truth. So, that was the context. So, everything I said about crossing the line was in reference to a specific question about, naming him or calling him or referring to him as a prophet of doom.
We're also going to look at what crossing the line means, specifically as regards his New Year message, because that appears to be the bone of contention here. But is there a sense to which you are concerned that Peter Obi says that message has now led to threats against his life, his family, and those around him?
No, see, that's exactly, I think, the point that concerns me. Because, there's nothing in the answer to the question I just referred to that suggested or suggests or that is capable of suggesting a threat in any way to Peter Obi or his family or his associates or his business. Nothing in that sentence. Because, people are just being entirely manipulative by saying, you cross the line, whatever. It was in reference to a question.
No, are you saying he's lying that there's actually no threat against his life? Is that what you're saying?
Yesterday, I did issue a statement in response to Peter Obi's allegation. Because, he went on his X handle and alleged, plain, and clear, that Felix Morka threatened his life by those comments. I did not threaten Peter Obi's life. I couldn't have threatened Peter Obi's life. Because, my comments were plain and simple in English language, in direct and specific reference to a question that was put to me. And I explained that in that interview.